Welcome back to Expediting Change live at the Congressional Black Caucus, CBCF. We love you. We appreciate you for allowing Expediting Change to be here right now. And I'm so super excited that I got my co-host Sam here with me. And we're going to have an excellent, amazing conversation with the guy to my right, maybe your left. I don't know how camera magic work right now, but it's to my right, so I'm right. That makes sense?
No question.
All right, so let's get it popping already. Let's go.
Let's
Introduce yourself, my guy.
Man, my name is BJ Page. I'm a life changer for post-secondary youth. Excited to be here as the executive director of Youth Guidance DC and share some time with both of y'all, man.
Love it. I love it. Say that title one more time.
Executive director, Youth Guidance DC.
And you do what?
Man, I change lives.
Change
man.
lives.
Man.
Change lives. In the business of working with scholars, with kids, with the youth.
Yeah.
We hear a lot about individuals who are doing a whole lot of work and coaching with adults, and it's no knock to them.
No.
But it's a whole different story when you start talking
No
about
doubt.
going in and working with these youth. Tell us about
in
that.
the city youth,
Yeah.
man. I first want to just highlight, bro, like just this morning, I kind of had a moment. Like there are always times, Shamar, saying where we hear so much negativity.
Absolutely.
About our youth and young adults, man. And in this case, I've been doing this for 20 years, respectfully. Like, there's way more positive youth than negative youth. So I want to start out just by saying that,
Absolutely.
man. The people need to hear that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what mediums are you using to get that message out? Because what we know is what the national media is going to do mostly is portray that negative story. So how do you get those positive stories out?
Yeah, so in a nutshell, if you do the work, right?
Yeah.
We just were talking about this before we came on. If you do the work, you find yourself getting all of these stories and information. And the data shows that there are 10,860,000 youth and young adults between 18 and 24 that's not really career ready, right? So when you ask me, how do we do that? What we do is we literally control the narrative.
Yeah.
So the program is called BAM5, Becoming a Man, the Fellowship Initiative, right? So we control the narrative by showing them the tools, showing them things that they may or may not have had.
Yeah.
You know, everybody didn't come from a perfect household. I mean, I got kicked out of every jurisdiction I've ever been in.
No doubt.
Whole nother story.
I went to 4 different high schools.
Me too. Got kicked out of homeschool.
I got kicked
but anyway.
How you kicked out of homeschool?
I was the good kid.
I love it. But that narrative of showing them how to become a man, and then the fellowship initiative is the piece of college and career readiness.
Yeah.
That's the game changer.
Yeah.
Because traditionally, and you know this, and Sam, you know this, the listeners, you know this, is you have programs who help you like the mentor becoming a man type of situation. Then you have programs who help you with like the college and career readiness, but they're normally separated.
No doubt.
So for us to have that combination, man, that is legit the glue and the game changer.
I want to, you said something very interesting and you used very specific language and said control the narrative. What does that mean for you?
Yeah, so we don't exploit the negative. Like, I know the young people do it for fun and likes and views, but Sam, why are the adults doing it?
Right, right.
Like I see adults sharing the negative. So we control the narrative by sharing all of our positive light. Like I got my right-hand woman here with me to always bring the light. Like anything you see from Youth Guidance DC, for the BAM5 program, it's gonna be positive. And that's the control.
For sure.
So when you think about what programs are or what great people are in the community, we need to do more positive.
Agree.
Intentional positive.
No doubt. What go ahead, Sam. You got something?
I just want to learn more about BJ. Like, what's your origin story? Like, where's this passion coming from? Because it's oozing off of you.
Man.
So can you because you guys already have a relationship. I already see it. You
that.
guys got right to it. Look, y'all got right to
like,
it.
hold on.
I need more. Give me some background. Like, where does this all come from?
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I'm a product of my environment. So I'm a DC native. Grew up in DC, and my mom made it to the next level of life, right? And we moved 3 lights over to PG County.
No doubt. Ward 9.
Ward 9. So my entire life was in the inner city. I was the man in school, bro. Sam, I legit was him. So I had a full scholarship to go to West Virginia, broke the record in the state of Maryland for football, homecoming king, all this fun stuff, right? But because I didn't have a Shamari, a Sam, a Youth Guidance BAM5, I got expelled from Prince George's County Public Schools. The next week, I got expelled from DC Public Schools. About 2 to 3 weeks later, I got expelled from homeschool, and I had to find a way.
Wait, he said homeschool.
Homeschool.
Yeah.
Homeschool.
Don't judge me, son.
He got me on that. I got kicked. I got
judge
kicked
me,
out of
Sam.
alternative
Do not
school.
judge me,
He got
Sam.
kicked out of
I had to slow it down.
homeschool.
I make sure I hear that right.
HOME.
I attempt to say it fast on purpose. Sam like, nah.
Nah, hold on. Run that back. Rewind
That's a
that.
whole nother story. They can get that in my book.
No
there
doubt.
you
Get that
go.
in the book. But so I found myself going to Montgomery County Public School. I had to drive like it's
hour.
unbelievable. Yeah,
At least an hour.
at least like most people go to sleep, wake up, go to sleep, but you still ain't there. But I had to do that. But Sam, I still graduated on time.
That's what I'm
I
talking
had a
about.
loving mother, a
Yeah.
praying grandmother, right? Who really was like, you got to finish school.
Yeah.
But because I had the loving mother and grandmother that was from the community, they didn't know to give me a mentor.
Mm.
They didn't know to give me that I could have went to JUCO.
For
That I had
sure.
all these other career
For sure.
options,
For
the
sure.
things that I do every
For
day
sure.
now.
They did the best with what they
They
had.
did the best of what they have, and I'm
For sure.
thankful for it. Bro.
Absolutely.
So I ended up going to the United States Air Force, man.
Okay.
One of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, like game changer. But me followed me.
Yeah.
So the
Okay.
the DC, the PG followed me
Yeah.
Yeah.
to Louisiana.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting locked up and kicked out the Air Force.
Mm.
So coming home at 23, having to now this family, my now wife, I 10 years before I said let's get married. Anyway, 20 years next year.
Nah.
I love you, baby.
Congrats,
Um,
baby.
I had to find my life, Sam.
Yeah.
And I had all of these careers, man. I worked every career field you can think of. And my official last career field is where I met Shamar.
For sure.
Okay.
So I was working
Okay.
at Howard University as executive assistant as the now previous president was transitioning to his presidency. I was executive assistant. And I still wanted to do more for the community.
Yeah.
So I started a nonprofit called Boys to Bow Ties. It was amazing. That thing made it all the way to Steve Harvey, man.
Okay.
Done some great work. And that's kind of my claim to fame. But on the business side, which we're
Yeah.
going to talk about some stuff, I'm sure,
Yep.
that was my introduction to business.
Yeah.
It was the worst business I ever had,
Mm.
Okay.
but it was the most powerful business I ever had. Most people see me today because of that failed business.
Mm-hmm.
So years later, man, I've always been in the youth space,
Okay.
always been in the workforce development space, workforce development, helping them find careers. Now across the country, man, like I'm him. I'm the legit go-to for post-secondary youth and young adults in the country.
Fire.
Happy to be home as the executive director of Youth Guidance DC Band.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. That's an amazing journey, brother.
Thank you, bro.
I got a question though. I want to dig deeper into that failed business experience that people actually know you from, because I would challenge you on that.
Yeah,
That's not a failure.
yeah. Give me.
Now the statistics mathematically,
Yeah,
it might feel like, oh shit,
yeah.
I ain't making enough money from this joint.
Yeah.
I didn't say joint, I said joint. I didn't say joint. You know what I mean? I use my Philly or DC slang. I'm from Buffalo. But that's not a failure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So talk to me about why you feel like that was successful, even though it didn't produce the results. I'm not gonna use fail. It didn't
Yeah,
produce
yeah.
whatever results that you were looking for.
That's the point proven, right? To the viewpoint, I just walked up here just now and 4 people stopped me from Boys to Bow Ties.
Nice.
Okay.
From Boys to Bow Ties.
Nice.
4 people stopped me coming to you.
Yep.
For me, it was a failure because BJ followed BJ.
Yeah.
I could have reached out to Shamari when I was still doing this to really help me on the business.
For sure.
So if I would have used the tools, your network is your network.
Yep.
I own that. FYI, if anybody use it, you holler at me and Shamari. No, it's really my trademark. Don't do it.
No doubt,
But anyway,
don't do it.
if I would have listened to the people around me, if I would have asked the right questions, if I would have leaned over to people that was in my circle, Boys to Bow Ties would still be a thriving organization. It could be a
Mentorship.
nonprofit today.
Yeah.
But because I didn't, that's why I call it a failure.
Okay.
Because I failed me.
I respect that.
But again, that's me still growing in business.
Absolutely.
Because I failed plenty of times in life.
Absolutely.
As
Fell
you just
forward.
heard.
Fell
Yeah.
forward.
Fast.
Fell forward.
Fell forward and fast.
Absolutely.
So as Boys to Bow Ties is no longer a nonprofit because of notoriety, it's still
Yeah.
it's still a program.
Absolutely.
It's never gonna leave.
Absolutely.
So
And it's in you.
It's in me.
Absolutely.
So to your point, I maybe I shouldn't use the word fail.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I could say that it didn't do what I wanted to do.
Absolutely. Get the results that you
That
want,
I want.
that you expect.
But it wasn't about me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This man, I see you got a question too, Sam, but
I'm good.
I should have brought a tie, or I don't want to make you take your tie off.
Oh, that
a
would be
man
dope.
could literally turn a tie, regular tie, into a bow tie.
Yeah.
So we would kick it all the time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
But
used
then
to
he-
say we looked alike.
No, all the
I don't
time,
look like
bro.
this dude.
All the time, bro.
I look better than him, for
It's
real,
like
though.
BJ. See, he fired that shot on camera. Cruz, we edited that part right there. We edited that part. And he went, live, you can't edit it. Live, you can't edit it. Literally, we would always kick it. But then he's like, Shamar, I want to show you something. I'm like, what you want to show me, bro? He literally get the, I'm like, what are you doing with my tie, bro? What are you, I gotta wear that, bro. I gotta put that back on. What are you doing?
Right.
He's like, because I love that bow tie, but watch this. And showed me. And you know how nowadays, post that, people wear real big, full bow ties?
Right, right.
He already doing that
Wow.
with a regular tie.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was, and
Wow.
that actually sparked the conversation. Like, what you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what's this business? Why are you tying this tie into a bow tie?
Right.
And
right.
that, to your point about your network, that's when we just meshed and then stayed locked in. And
Okay.
anytime I was at lunch, they like, BJ, actually, they didn't call me BJ. They didn't call you BJ. They didn't call you BJ. Because I'd have been like,
William,
Don't call my man. That's
Yeah,
not what
yeah,
you
yeah,
call
yeah.
my man. What are you doing? But going into what you're doing now and work. Actually, no. Let's go back to Boys to Bow Ties. How do you stay in touch with those individuals, and how have you built a bridge from what you were doing with Boys to Bow Ties into what you're doing now?
Yeah, now because of my ADD, don't let me forget that bridge. I do
I
want to
know,
give a
tell.
20-second drop on that bow tie.
Yeah, yeah.
That story.
Yeah.
That was one of the people that stopped me. One of the
Okay.
tie dudes. Right?
Yeah.
He remembered. But the person that showed me that
Yeah.
was a person that the world would call homeless.
Mm.
And I often tell that because everything I've ever done in life was around help. Even the trouble, Sam, was around help.
Yeah.
So I would always help people. So I was a less fortunate guy who saw me with a tie.
Yeah.
No, God forgive me. He saw me with a shirt that said "Boys the Bow Tie,"
Mm-hmm.
and he said he can do that.
Mm.
And I went to the car, I bought a tie so he could show me. So that guy that one would say homeless, look over him, don't help him, is the guy that changed me and my life.
Wow.
And obviously
Right.
everybody around me
Yeah.
Right.
forever. So I wanted
Yeah.
you to know that.
That's dope.
And what was your question?
And
Bridge.
people will walk. And people will walk over him,
All the time.
step
Yeah.
over him. But
Yeah.
you never know what a
Yeah.
blessing looks like.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You never know.
Yeah. The bridge. So the bridge from Boys to Bow Ties to what I do today is funny, man. I told myself that I wasn't going to work for anybody ever again,
Love it.
right? I still have my for-profit.
Yeah.
Page Group Foundation
Yeah.
is the nonprofit.
.com.
Page Group.
Shout that out.
.org,
.org, shout
.org
that
is
out.
the foundation.
All right.
Pagegroup.com is the
For profit.
Yeah.
That's a bet.
A youth guidance. WDC is. But anyway, so the bridge of what I
I knew he was
did,
going there. He made that face. I know his faces. He didn't even got to say
Right.
nothing.
Right. Right.
the bridge from Boys to Bow Tie, Sam, to what I do today is the blessing, bro. Because,
Okay.
because I said I never work for anybody again, I wasn't going to take a job.
Mm.
When this was presented to me as the executive director, I read the job description and said no.
Too
That
easy.
job description was exactly what I've done
Too
the
much
last
like
20 years. So it's like you got to pay attention sometimes to the sign that God drop on you.
Yeah.
Right.
So the bridge is like now the mistakes that I learned with Boys to Bow Ties, with Run Hope Work, with the building trades, with EDC,
Yeah.
with the Keys program, and
Yeah.
like these are all programs that are similar to the work I do, but you
Yeah.
combine all of them. That's what this position is with the organization that I'm working with today. And I'm excited to say that the bridge was easy, Sam.
Okay.
It's what I do.
Okay.
Like I'm him when it comes to helping them youngers.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
something
That's
special,
amazing.
bro.
So 20 years deep, to the audience listening who wants to start a nonprofit, already has a nonprofit, and they struggling or not, because
So
that
people are
same
proud.
advice, you might be killing it, but
Yeah.
you can always use some of this advice. What would you give to those individuals?
Man, that you couldn't have asked a better question, bro. So I'm also the DMV chapter president for the Next Level Speakers Academy, which is
Mhm.
Eric Thomas, Jeremy Anderson, and Inky Johnson. And I'm giving this for a reason. They just told me recently, right? And I'm talking about the leadership at Next Level.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you need to tell the story of how much time you put in, because people only see you today and they think that they can just start and be where you are today.
Had that conversation. Absolutely.
Bro, so number one, I did a lot of free work
Yeah.
with my nonprofit and my for-profit. A
Yeah.
lot of free work
Yeah.
for relationships.
Yeah.
When I say your network is your net worth, I live in that space.
Yeah.
I live. Sam, you and I just officially met. I promise you, I'm gonna be on your line tomorrow.
I promise you. Regardless of what Shamari said. That's my man. I'm calling.
Sam, what's up?
But I'm already processing myself because you just name dropped. Now I'm like, yo, he's part of what? I'm already there.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But so I live and understand that them 20 years of experience had its ups and downs.
Yeah.
You see me today, I'm up.
Yeah.
I might be down tomorrow.
Yeah.
But you got to understand the growth is in the down.
Yeah.
So when you're down, when you're growing, when you feel like it's the end, when you feel like you're not where you want to be in your business, understand that it is not easy and it's not overnight.
Absolutely.
You might have an overnight moment.
Absolutely.
You might sell out. There's people selling out right now at CBC.
Yeah.
But they got to figure out the next move. The struggle is real. But my challenge to you listeners, though, is don't be afraid to fail. Fail hard, fail fast, but ask the questions on your way down and utilize your people on the way up. As a culture, bro, I got to say this too. As a culture, I think we have not been taught to use your friends.
Yeah.
Like, I have no problem calling Shamar to ask him for anything. As a matter of fact, I'm doing something now that my right-hand woman knows about and Shamar know about. Shamar know because he was the first person I asked, like, bro, I'm about to do this thing here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I need your help.
Yeah.
He know help meant resources and network.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got him with time. That's my brother. But I need your resources and your network.
Absolutely.
So don't be afraid to ask those people.
And then that's a beautiful answer. The only thing that I'll add to that is be prepared and push for a fast no as opposed to a slow yes.
That's good.
Don't hold me in purgatory, making me think you're going to give me something with a yes when you're really just going to say no. So press individuals. Just tell me no.
Great.
Because no just means you're not meant to make money with me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna move on. What you think of that?
I think it was just a meeting last night in my house about this. That's what I think. Like, we just had a group meeting and we had that exact conversation.
Yeah.
Like, a no in business has nothing to do with you as a person.
Absolutely. Right. Absolutely.
It's just a no.
Absolutely.
And if you get to the no's quicker, you'll appreciate your yeses.
Absolutely.
And you will, and you'll learn to massage your tell me more.
Absolutely.
Or your maybes.
Absolutely. And you'll be able to distinguish a no that is actually a maybe versus a no that is actually a no, which is not contradictory to the slow yes, because I'm gonna move on from that maybe no that's a maybe, but then that no that was a maybe might come back. I know I said that fast and very confusing.
No, Sam.
But a no sometimes is just not right now.
How do we help the youth understand that? I always bring it back to the youngest.
I'm not getting them interviewed. You got it, Sam, and y'all got to answer.
I always bring it back to the youngest. Like, how do we? It's great to say that to an adult.
With this generation of instant gratification.
Boy,
I think, Sam, you answering that?
Where I would want to go is just, again, going back to what we talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
You got to meet them where they are.
Yeah.
So in that type of scenario, you said a lot. So I don't know what scenario. I'll have to chat GPT it. You know what I mean? But I would have to get an example of meet them where they are when they're going after a thing, a task, and say, hey, it's okay for the no, but know that the yes could be coming if you keep working after it. So I would have to give them some type of example.
For sure. I respect that.
Because you got to meet them where they are.
And giving some type of example based off of the specific situation.
Exactly.
But when I want to pivot to working with youth, there's this one thing that you can't get around in most cases that could be a huge help or a huge hindrance.
What is it?
Their parents.
Oh, there.
Talk to me about, because what I say quite often, whether right, wrong, or indifferent, is adults create a lot of adult problems that negatively impact kids.
Yeah. So I want to say something and then come right back down to
For
it.
sure.
I want parents to know that, and this is from me now, programmatically speaking, right, as the ED, is when your child gets into any program, whatever that program is, do not look at that program as a babysitter. Do not look at that program as the only answer. You have to get involved in the program.
Yeah.
It's called a program.
No doubt.
So they need you just as much as they need us. With
Absolutely.
The program. I just want to say that. But
Love that.
so I think I just want to just on that note, parents, we don't always know the answer, right? We ain't always the right answer either. And I know me, my kids are 23 and 22.
Mine 23 and 19.
16
Great
and
kids.
18. Yeah.
Shout out to all of our kids. Great kids. But the work that I do every day, they don't look at me as I'm him.
Yeah.
They look at me as dad.
No doubt.
So remember that we are mom and dad.
For sure.
Don't be so hard on wanting to change.
Yep.
Don't be so hard on implementation. Use your same network. Reach out to the BJs, the Shamars, the Sams, and let us influence your children.
Well, BJ and Mari, would you agree that they're always watching? They might not give you your props.
Oh, yeah,
they're
no doubt.
always watching.
No doubt.
They're learning from you.
No doubt.
And then something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. They're like, yo, they hit you with your own stuff. And you're like, they get it.
The only thing I'll say to that, and then I want to hear BJ elaborate on it, is I taught my kids to be disruptors, to rage against the machine until we became the machine. And I'm going to leave it there.
That was dope. And I watched you do that, so I'm going to say that no cap.
Appreciate it.
Spot on. I don't want to ever act like I know the everything from the parent lens, but I from the parent lens, don't get in the way of your child's blessing. Your child, it ain't your life. It's your child's life.
Yeah.
Don't be the referee. And by that, I mean, don't be looking to throw the flag and find the wrong. Be the coach. Be the advocate.
Yeah.
Be the advisor.
Yeah.
And Shamari might disagree with this next one. I don't know about Sam. But don't always be the friend.
Oh, no, I agree.
Yeah, don't always be the friend.
I agree.
Yeah.
Especially depending on what age you are.
I think I told my boy, I'm going to be your friend until 30, 40.
Yeah.
I'm straight dad.
I love it.
Period.
Yeah.
But there also are parents that are complete opposite of all of that, right?
Yeah.
Who are more of a problem than not.
Yeah.
And to those parents, get out the way.
Yeah. Get out the way.
Get out the way, because some of them kids want more. You know,
Ooh.
get out the way. Get out the way. Some of these kids want more, but they see mom or dad giving a hissy fit, and then they like, never mind, I don't want to be in your program no more.
Yep.
When they really do.
Yeah. Sometimes parents can be the biggest dream killers. Biggest dream killers.
Boy, that's a whole nother show.
Whole nother show, which we
I was
gonna
about
have.
to go.
Which we gonna like,
myself.
let's go. So with the time that we have left, talk to me about how you feel, what you're doing, your outcomes, your productivity, your bias for action. What are you doing right now to affect positive change for the culture?
Yeah, man. So we are in some of the toughest schools in Washington, D.C. So we in H.D. Woodson, Ron Brown, Eastern, Roosevelt, Dunbar, and Ballou. These some tough schools, people would say, right? But for me, they're some of the most brightest schools that we got in the district. So what I'm doing today is we are reimagining what it looks like, what it really looks like for our young people to come out of DC public schools. The goal is to get in a whole lot more high schools. We're looking to get in a few middle schools, but the programs like ours, they work.
Yeah.
It was funny. Somebody asked me, like, as you go around to these schools, why should they choose your organization?
For sure.
Like, why?
Yep.
Number one, we have a special sauce.
No
So
doubt.
we have our what we call our special. You gotta have a special sauce.
Talked about that yesterday.
Where we have our youth specialists come in and they provide circles and the mentor moments to learn the young men in the schools.
Yeah.
And then we have our program specialists who are joined at the hip with the youth specialists who touch on the college and career readiness. And the goal is for us to implement what structure is really not there for these young people, so they'll be prepared for life come graduation day. This year, man, we're looking at some graduating seniors. We're partnering with Howard University.
HU.
I knew that was coming. And JP Morgan Chase to do a wonderful day for homecoming to announce how we're going to give scholarships to a few of our young men to Howard University.
Love it.
Dr. Frederick actually implemented it.
Love it.
Before he left.
Love it.
So what I'm doing today is making sure that all parties, DC Public Schools, Howard University, JP Morgan Chase, the young people that's in our programs are all on the same page, and we can just push them through the finish line and restart this engine next year.
Let's go. Listen, this has been Expediting Change
Don't worry
live
about
at the CBC. All love. This conversation could go on forever. Like it could literally go on all day with BJ. So we definitely gonna bring BJ back. We appreciate you. We love you. I don't really care if I have 1 follower or 1 million followers. We gonna keep having this conversation for the positive progression of the culture. Let's go. I appreciate y'all. To that 1 million.
Right.
Woo!